Haiti, a country long ravaged by political instability and poverty, is facing a growing crisis. Illegal arms trafficking, fueled by international players, has turned the nation into a hotspot for violence and chaos. But who benefits from Haiti's suffering? Two powerful neighbors, the Dominican Republic and the United States, are implicated in this shadowy operation. The Dominican Republic, Haiti's neighbor, is accused of using arms trafficking to weaken Haiti, ensuring its own economic and tourism sector thrives. Meanwhile, the U.S. profits from the sale of these weapons, while its influence quietly shapes Haiti's political and justice system. This documentary uncovers how arms trafficking isn't just about violence, it's a deliberate strategy to control a nation, exploit its resources, and keep its people suppressed under a web of fear. Let's start with a simple fact. Haiti and the Dominican Republic share the same island, Hispaniola. They have the same sun, the same Caribbean beaches, and the same potential for growth. But look a little closer, and you'll notice two vastly different realities. On one side, the Dominican Republic is thriving. It has one of the strongest economies in the Caribbean. Its resorts are bustling with tourists sipping cocktails under palm trees. Its cities are filled with modern buildings, buzzing businesses, and signs of progress everywhere you look. It's the picture of stability and growth. Now, take a short drive across the border to Haiti. Here, you'll find a completely different story. Haiti is struggling with poverty, political chaos, and gang violence. Its streets are dangerous, its infrastructure is crumbling, and its people are living in fear. The contrast between these two countries is so stark that it's hard to believe they share the same landmass. So how did it come to this? How can the neighbors be so different and not so innocent? Dividive US critics. They'll tell you this isn't just a twist of fate. They argue that the Dominican Republic benefits directly from Haiti's troubles. In fact, some go as far as to say the Dominican Republic has a hand in keeping Haiti weak. The theory is simple. The Dominican Republic thrives because Haiti struggles. By ensuring Haiti remains unstable, the Dominican Republic gets to play the role of the shining star on the island. Investors, tourists, and opportunities flock to the Dominican Republic because it's seen as safe, stable, and prosperous. Haiti, on the other hand, is left in the shadows. One way this imbalance is maintained, according to some, is through arms trafficking. A pipeline of weapons. Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, has become a city ruled by gangs. These gangs don't just have handguns or knives, they're armed with high-powered weapons. And many of these weapons are reportedly smuggled in through the Dominican Republic. How does this happen? It's a complex network, but here's the gist of it. Corrupt officials and middlemen on both sides of the border facilitate the smuggling. Guns and ammunition are bought cheaply in other countries and brought into the Dominican Republic. From there, they're funneled across the border into Haiti. Once in Haiti, these weapons end up in the hands of gangs that terrorize communities, fight for territory, and keep the country in a constant state of chaos. It's not just a small operation. We're talking about thousands of weapons and millions of bullets flowing into Haiti over the years. This isn't some accidental spill. It's a well-oiled machine.
Who benefits? The real question is, why would the Dominican Republic allow this to happen? The answer, some say, lies in economics and power. When Haiti is unstable, foreign investors look elsewhere. Tourists avoid Port-au-Prince and flock to places like Punta Cana. Businesses seeking to establish operations on the island choose Santo Domingo over Cap Haitian. In short, Haiti's loss is the Dominican Republic's gain. But it doesn't stop there. The chaos in Haiti also means less competition. Haiti, with its strategic location and hard-working population, has the potential to be a major player in the region. But as long as it's bogged down by violence and instability, it remains no threat to the Dominican Republic's economic dominance, a calculated strategy. It sounds almost too cruel to be true. Could a nation really exploit its neighbor like this? Could leaders knowingly let weapons flow into a struggling country just to maintain an advantage? Critics say yes. They argue that this isn't just negligence, it's a calculated strategy. By flooding Haiti with weapons, the Dominican Republic ensures that its neighbor remains in turmoil. And as long as Haiti is in turmoil, the Dominican Republic remains the star of the show on Hispaniola. The role of corruption, of course, none of this would be possible without corruption. On both sides of the border, there are people willing to look the other way or actively participate for the right price. In the Dominican Republic, there have been numerous reports of officials involved in smuggling operations. Some even point to high-ranking members of the military and police. These aren't just rogue actors, they're part of a system that profits from the trafficking. Haiti, too, has its share of corrupt officials. In a country as poor as Haiti, where government workers are often unpaid or underpaid, the temptation to accept bribes can be overwhelming. Gangs use these bribes to ensure the smooth delivery of their weapons and the continued chaos that keeps them in power.
The bigger picture at first glance, this might seem like a local issue: two countries, one island, and a lot of bad blood. But when you zoom out, you see that this isn't just about the Dominican Republic and Haiti. There are bigger players involved. Many of the weapons flowing into Haiti are made in the United States. These guns are legally purchased in places like Florida, then smuggled into the Caribbean. The Dominican Republic is often just a stopover in this pipeline. And while the US government publicly condemns the violence in Haiti, critics argue that American companies and criminals are profiting from the sale of these weapons. It's a tangled web with multiple countries and countless individuals benefiting from Haiti's misery. What about the people? The saddest part of this story is the toll it takes on ordinary people. The people of Haiti didn't ask for this. They don't want to live in fear, surrounded by violence and poverty. Across the border, most Dominicans don't want this either. While their country may benefit economically, many Dominicans feel a deep connection to their Haitian neighbors. They see the suffering and want it to end. But as long as powerful interests continue to profit from Haiti's instability, the people on both sides of the border remain trapped in a system they can't control. A glimmer of hope. It's easy to feel hopeless when you hear stories like this. The system seems so big, so powerful, and so unchangeable. But change is always possible. In recent years, activists, journalists, and ordinary citizens have been working to expose the arms trafficking network. Investigations like the Pandora operation in the Dominican Republic have shone a light on the corrupt officials and smugglers fueling the crisis. International pressure is growing too. More and more people are demanding accountability from the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and the United States. The road ahead is long and difficult, but every step forward is a step toward justice. The bottom line: Haiti and the Dominican Republic are two neighbors living two very different lives. But their fates are deeply connected. As long as one thrives at the expense of the other, true peace and prosperity will remain out of reach. The arms trafficking crisis isn't just a problem for Haiti, it's a problem for the entire region. And until it's addressed, both nations will continue to suffer in their own ways. The question is, will the world take notice and act? Or will the cycle of violence and exploitation continue? Only time will tell.
Let's talk about something that shook the Dominican Republic, the Pandora operation. This was more than just a scandal, it was a window into the dark and messy world of arms trafficking between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. At the center of it all was a high-ranking colonel accused of selling ammunition to Haiti. But this wasn't just some small-time smuggling. It was organized, deliberate, and systematic. The Pandora operation uncovered how deeply the trafficking ran and how many people were likely involved. A backpack of cash. Here's how it reportedly worked. The colonel would sell ammunition to a Haitian intermediary contact who acted as the middleman between the Dominican Republic and the gangs in Haiti. This middleman wasn't just anyone. He was well connected and knew exactly how to get the goods into the hands of the people causing chaos in Haiti. And payment. It came in backpacks full of cash. Imagine that. Bundles of money, discreetly handed over, fueling the violence across the border. The simplicity of the operation was shocking, but its impact was devastating, not an isolated incident. What made Pandora so alarming wasn't just the colonel's actions, but the suggestion that this wasn't a one-off crime. Investigators started to dig deeper and realized this could be part of a much bigger network, a web of corruption involving both Haitian and Dominican officials. Think about it. A colonel doesn't act alone. Someone has to look the other way, approve the shipments, or make sure questions aren't asked. It's a chain, and every link plays a role: high-level corruption. The Pandora operation hinted at something bigger: high-level corruption. Investigators found evidence suggesting that officials on both sides of the border might be involved. Some were accused of turning a blind eye. Others were suspected of actively participating. Why? The answer is simple: money. Arms trafficking is a lucrative business. For every shipment of ammunition smuggled into Haiti, someone pockets a hefty profit. And when the stakes are this high, morality often takes a backseat to greed. Haiti's gangs get stronger. The ripple effect of this corruption is felt most in Haiti. The ammunition supplied through operations like Pandora doesn't just disappear, it ends up in the hands of gangs that dominate Port-au-Prince and other areas. With better weapons and more ammunition, these gangs can maintain control, terrorize communities, and destabilize the country. This cycle of violence keeps Haiti weak and vulnerable, making it easier for outsiders to exploit its resources and people.
A glimpse of hope that the Pandora operation wasn't all bad news. By exposing this network, investigators send a clear message: the truth won't stay hidden forever. While it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle, it's a step toward holding people accountable and breaking the cycle of corruption. Pandora showed the world that arms trafficking isn't just a problem for Haiti, it's a shared issue for both countries, and it needs to stop. It is nothing short of horrifying to consider that one nation could exploit the misery of its neighbor for economic gain. The Dominican Republic's alleged role in fueling the chaos in Haiti through arms trafficking and corruption exposes a system so deeply entrenched in greed that it sacrifices countless lives to maintain its prosperity. This is not just about politics or economic strategy, it is a human tragedy of epic proportions. A system built on blood by reportedly allowing and even facilitating the trafficking of arms into Haiti. The Dominican Republic becomes complicit in the endless cycle of violence. These weapons don't just sit idle, they empower gangs to terrorize entire communities, displacing families, devastating livelihoods, and claiming lives. Each bullet sold is a life endangered, each transaction a piece of humanity chipped away. This infernal system thrives because it turns human suffering into profit. Every gang member arm, every neighborhood destroyed, and every victim left bleeding in the streets feeds into a calculated strategy. The more unstable Haiti becomes, the less competition it poses as a nation, and the more the Dominican Republic can market itself as the safe and stable half of the island. Economic growth at what cost? Yes, the Dominican Republic enjoys a booming tourism industry and steady foreign investment, but when this success comes at the expense of its neighbors' suffering, can it truly be called progress? Exploiting Haiti's chaos ensures that the Dominican Republic remains the dominant economic force on the island. It reaps the benefits of tourism, trade, and development while Haiti descends deeper into despair. The cost of this growth is paid in Haitian lives. Thousands of victims, men, women, and children are caught in the crossfire of gang wars fueled by the very weapons smuggled across the border. Entire generations are being erased, their futures stolen, while others flee their homeland in search of safety that feels increasingly out of reach. Greed over humanity. At the heart of this issue is greed. Arms trafficking is a lucrative business, and those involved, whether they are officials, smugglers, or middlemen, prioritize profit over human life. The morality of their actions doesn't matter as long as the money keeps flowing. This system of greed perpetuates Haiti's suffering and prevents the country from breaking free of its cycle of poverty and instability. It's not just the gangs that hold Haiti hostage, it's the network of individuals and institutions that benefit from keeping the country in chaos. The true cost of profit for the Dominican Republic to profit from the system is a stain on its conscience. No amount of economic success can justify the human cost of fueling violence and chaos next door. The victims of this system aren't just numbers, they are people with dreams, families, and lives that are cut short for the sake of money. It's a damning indictment of a system where borders are weaponized not to protect lives but to exploit them. The Dominican Republic must reckon with the reality that its prosperity cannot be built on the broken backs of its neighbors. Until this infernal system is dismantled, the blood of Haiti's victims will remain on the hands of those who profit from their suffering. Subscribe to our channel for more videos.